It's that time again. Ah! Damn it! That idiot left for a convention this Halloween and he left me stuck in here. He thinks he's won, huh? Well, when I get my hands on him, I'm gonna give him a piece of my fist. There's got to be some way out of this mirror. Hello? What's that? Looks like he's reviewing that other show and forgot to take this with him. Sloppy. My other is very, very sloppy. Okay. Come to Papa. A little more. That's it. And... yes! Hang on, Toku Faithful. The big bad is coming out. I'm free at last. I think I'm gonna hold on to this little bad boy. Might come in handy down the road. Well, it's October. It's Halloween season. I'm gonna go get some candy, and then I've got some movies to cover. Stick around. Oh, much better. Yeah, this time I'm doing the videos outside of the closet as opposed to inside them this time. If he's not here, I'm going to take advantage of coming out of the closet. Shut up. It's not funny. Well, welcome back, Toku Faithful. It's time for your favorite holiday and mine, Tokuween. Well, the question was put out there and the majority of you voted. What do you want to see for Tokuween? And most of you voted for Monster Movie Fest. Well, here comes number 3. But we're going to go in a different order this year. We're starting with the other big G first, because Godzilla, well, he just had one of the best movies ever that won a frickin' Oscar, and he's been getting a lot of love with the Kong movies. So yeah, we're going to put Gamera over first this time because, well, to be fair, this movie is a little bit scarier than the other two I have planned. So, wake up, Remo. Wake up. Time to work. Yeah, love you too, Birdbot. Now get to work. Well, all good things come to an end, and we've come to the final movie in the Heisei Gamera trilogy. But I believe we've saved the best for last. This is Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris. Well, we've seen this giant turtle fight big birds, a horde of energy-sucking insects, but this time Gamera is facing something extremely out of the ordinary. And no, before you ask, Gamera does not fight a giant eyeball. I know, I thought the same thing too when I heard that title, but they still put Gamera's eye on the DVD cover. See? Get it? Ha! Well, I'm sure it'll still be worth the watch, so let's crack it open and find out. The year is 1999, so make sure to party like it is. Why hey, it's the lovely Dr. Nagamine, who you might remember from the first Gamera film. It seems some villagers found the remains of a young Gaus, again from the first movie.
That woman's son and grandson were eaten.
I'm calling justifiable homicide on this one. She asked if anyone knows where it came from. Ooh, have fun with that, Dr. Hottie. Meanwhile, let's check in with Jacques Cousteau on the Calypso. These guys are studying footage of the sea floor. How riveting. They find...
Gamera.
Oh great, you woke Gamera on his day off. Oh wait, no, just 4 Gameras, and a rat, and some chick in a yellow jumpsuit. Wait, that can't be right. We then get a slideshow recap of the first movie in black and white. I hope you watched the review of the first one or the movie itself. I'm not telling the story again. We see a man taking his daughter to safety.
It's gonna be like Bosnia around here.
If not for me, we'd all be safe in Matsuda by now.
It's my job to put us here. Now sit tight. I'll go get your mother.
I gotta go sound like a gravelly Jimmy Stewart. Meanwhile, the girl's mom is still inside looking to save the family cat. Surprise, this all happened before during the first Gamera attack. And then the girl wakes up from her post-traumatic nightmare. I'm going to assume she lost her parents during all that. There you go. This poor orphan named Ayanna goes off on a trip while her fellow students gossip about it right in front of her.
I think you like her.
Yeah, what do you know?
I heard that her parents died.
It was all just a terrible accident.
I can hear you, you know. Dicks. Meanwhile, we meet these shady characters. Given their dialogue, I'm going to guess again that they're up to no good.
You wanted to know more about the curved jewels that we have collected.
I would like to take a look.
For 3 years, since the Legion attack, when Gamera reappeared in Sendai, they have all seriously decayed. Not one of the jewels remains in its original shape.
And the gentleman who found them, where is he?
Washington.
And where might the girl be?
Sagi. I believe that she has gone abroad to pursue her studies. So, why do you ask?
So heaven and earth are not destroyed.
Huh?
Woo! Nothing but net. Damn, I'm good. Speaking of no good nicks, these kids are breaking and entering into an ancient temple. Ayanna agrees to do this if they'll stop picking on her little brother. Well, I'm sure this will all be worth it. She then finds this glowy thing. Oh boy, she just released unspeakable evil, didn't she? Well, she takes this big glowy stone out. Why she did is anybody's guess.
Where'd they go?
They took off. But what's that?
Something very heavy.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
The boy, who obviously likes her, helps her put it back. God dang kids today, taking rocks out of sacred temples and then putting them back. Why can't you just lip-sync Taylor Swift songs on TikTok like normal kids? Nagamine gets a message about the Gaus remains, and they find out it may be a subspecies of Gaus.
This means that the Gaus are evolving at a highly increased rate.
That's what I think too.
Evolving, you say? Oh, what the hell. Hit it, Remo!
Evolution is a mystery, full of change that no one sees.
So yeah, bottom line, the Gaus aren't dead, they're evolving and getting stronger. And maybe smarter. So what are we gonna call these new Gaus? Super Gaus? Ultra Gaus? Mega Double Max Gaus and Knuckles? Oh, I know. How about Hyper Gaus? Nah, that sounds stupid. Forget that. Looks like we're gonna need a Guardian of the Universe post-haste. Oh wait, isn't he dead? Anyway, Nagamine then runs into...
Osako, sir?
No, sorry.
A cockroach or a big crab.
This is Osako. You might remember him from such movies as Gamera 1, where he accompanies Nagamine on a Gaus hunt. Or Gamera 2, where he saw Legion attack a beer factory. By the way, Narutaki called he wants his hat back. Meanwhile, the Japanese Special Defense Force gets something on radar, and I'm gonna guess it's a giant bird.
The birds!
Ayanna's boyfriend talks to her about Gamera, and she takes umbrage at that. He tries to tell her that Gamera is not a killer, but she resents the big turtle for inadvertently causing the death of her parents.
I thought I told you to mind your own business. Come on.
No. You know, if it weren't for Gamera, then the Gaus would have wiped out everyone on Earth. The whole planet would now be a giant legion's nest. Gamera's a friend. You do know that, don't you?
I don't think you'd talk like that. If you'd crushed your home and killed your parents.
Oh goody, she's gonna be one of those characters. A moody, resentful teenage girl who's angry at the world. If this was made in America today, they'd have to cast Jenna Ortega in the role. This shady-looking chick named Asakura, who thankfully is not a snake rider, shows Nagamine the disturbance on radar, and then this guy, who I'm pretty sure has several restraining orders, says this.
Asakura Mito.
What does she have to do with this?
Since you asked, she is the government's new chief fortune teller. A handful of good advice for you would be to keep your eyes on Miss Asakura Mito.
Hey, creepy character I tried to ignore in the first movie. Could you say that about 1,000% less creepy, please? Meanwhile, we see Osako is being a bum. Then he sees this. Well, I'm sure he'll react calmly because he's older and wiser now and has had time to get over such trauma. So...
Oh, it's the Gaus!
It's Gaus. Oh, in God's name, they come back from the dead.
Or not, even. Everyone sees the light in the sky and...
Mama, it's fireworks!
Wouldn't you know it, our favorite giant turtle shows up too. Whoa, dude, I did that, that's on me, my bad, bro. The people scatter while Gamera takes care of this thing. The government is alerted to the return of Gamera, who celebrates his win, but surprise, a second Hyper Gaus appears.
Oh, what is this, a tag team?
The big bird proves to be stronger, but Gamera takes his shot and engulfs half the town in flames. Whoa-oh. He takes out the second bird, but its remains rain down on the city and kills even more people. Oh, bogus, dude. I'm totally gonna get the blame for this. The news reports that Shibuya is in ruins as Ayanna watches.
Estimates of the dead and or missing range anywhere from 15 to 20,000, although the true figure is still unknown.
Whoo boy, you are in the doghouse now, Mr. Gamera. Or Turtle House. Whatever. Ayanna, for some reason, returns to the temple and finds a piece of kryptonite? Looks like that booger jewel from Cho Denno. Then we cut to story time with Granny, who tells Dumbass here that the stone must not be moved or bad things will happen.
Since I was just a young little girl, I was told it would bring death and disaster. And if it comes back to life, it could destroy the entire world. So long as the stone stays in place, nothing bad will happen.
Oh, will your face be red when you have to explain to Granny how you showed your girlfriend the inside of the temple. I'm sure that's going to go over well. Speaking of whom, he goes back there to make sure the ultimate evil is still there, and ah, shit.
Damn it, stop! You'll scare it.
So attached then. Don't you know what that thing is?
Yeah, ultimate evil, dumbass, which you and the girl released.
It's a monster! Kill it!
Kill it!
Ayanna names it Iris after her dead cat that Gamera also probably crushed too.
Now it's my job to raise it. And someday, we'll have our revenge.
Considering it's still the 90s in this movie, I'd suggest introducing the girl to MTV. A few mind-sapping marathons of real world and road rules and she'll forget the whole revenge thing ever existed. I mean, it's worth a shot. Meanwhile, Nagamine sits and watches her techie named Kobayashi play a Sega Dreamcast. Wow! That was the best console of the late 90s! It was amazing! It was in no way a huge flop that crippled Sega for years to come. It was great! It had such awesome games! Sonic Adventure, Resident Evil Code Veronica, that one Gundam game. It was great! Shh! You cannot diss Sega consoles, ever. He might hear you. Failing consoles aside, Kobayashi shows her this new simulation game that shows how the world is losing its energy, or mana. It's losing its energy because certain mishaps keep befalling the Earth, i.e. Gamera's fights.
No, this game simulates the Earth's environment and culture. Now games predict everything from business sales to pollution. Here, try it.
Ah, the ultimate fantasy. Bring your hot coworker over and show them your sweet gaming skills. Dare to dream, fellow lonely geeks. Dare to dream.
You can even design an environment that would prevent Gaus altogether. If you left out Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, and of course the Gulf War.
And how can you quantify all that stuff?
Well, that's what Mana does here.
Mana.
It formats parameters and such. As you can see, the value dipped around Japan in 1995.
And that's when the Gaus appeared.
He says the shady guy named Karata designed this game, and now he works for the government. Then he disappeared. But I'm sure this won't be important later. Ayanna cares for this fledgling Iris while her boyfriend named Moribe asks her to stop. Later, we return to what I like to call the eternal debate. Is Gamera a blessing or a curse? Savior or destroyer? Friend or foe? Blah, blah, blah. Nagamine gets a call from, hey, Mrs. Asagi Gamera. She's been studying overseas and heard her husband is back in town, so naturally she wants to know what's going on. Ayanna then loses Iris but finds it in the forest. It's getting much, much bigger and kinda looks like an overstuffed facehugger with the head of a possum. Iris thanks Ayanna for her tender loving care by growing tentacles.
I feel hot.
Oh, hell no! Giant tentacle monster, underage schoolgirl, I know what you're up to, movie, you sick bastards. Let's not have that. Let's watch the hentai, alright? Okay, that was fun. Now, get your tentacle fetishes out of my kaiju movie, okay? Meanwhile, these two catch up on old times and she tells her about Mana. Personally, I prefer Secret of Mana over Legend of Mana, but that's just me.
People in the South Pacific use mana. It's a philosophical way of thinking. Huh? By focusing on the natural energy in all living things on Earth, mana is everywhere.
Remember when Gamera sucked up the power from the planet to beat Legion last time? Mana? You know, the stuff from the video game you just played?
So then, Gamera consumes mana. I don't think Gamera has a choice. The environment is changing so fast, creating all these Gaus birds. That could also explain why the Legion invaded Japan. It's almost as if Japan literally eats mana. I think that Something even worse could happen to us now.
Now what worse could happen?
I'm afraid it's already started.
So what will Gamera do? Do you know?
I don't know what he'll do. Just that I know Gamera's who I trust.
Thankfully, Moribei finds Ayanna in, What did I just tell you? He's able to free her from the cocoon and they take her to a hospital. The cops think the boy had something to do with her illness. Typical. It's always the guy's fault. And to make matters worse, a typhoon is heading for Japan. What else could go wrong? Nagamine talks to Osako about what happened and convinces him to join her Gaus hunt. Wow, first Osako and now Asagi? We're putting the band back together here. Where's that Yonemori guy who hit on Nagamine in the first movie? They investigate the town and find nothing, except a jump scare. Great, this has turned into a Blumhouse movie. The cops zip and ship the corpse and give them directions to, you guessed it, the Moribei Shrine. The one Ayanna is staying at. I think we know who the killer is. Nagamine gathers clues and they hike some more. They spot Moribei, who makes a break for it. She grabs him and questions him about what's going on. We cut to Ayanna in a hospital where her little bro, Satoru, says that everyone else is dead in the town.
They're all dead now. Our aunt. Uncle.
In hindsight, maybe taking care of a baby kaiju wasn't the best idea, sis. Nagamine goes to her and spots the necklace she's wearing. It's just like the one Asagi wore in the first movie. Only it's black. Oh, so it's like white and black materia. From Final Fantasy VII from the best console ever, Sony PlayStation. I mean the Chaos Emeralds! Sorry! He's always listening. Meanwhile, Karada and Asakura plan some dastardly deeds and Nagamine gets results on the DNA she found in the cave. Turns out it's not Gaus DNA, but something totally different. She then discovers someone took Ayanna out of the hospital, i.e. kidnapped her. Sure enough, it's the Terror Twins here. Asakura looks at her necklace and chants some words.
The shell that lies sleeping deep within the ocean is the vessel of an evil spirit. Save this land that rests between heaven and hell.
Later, a young couple venture into the woods for, I imagine, sexy time. Instead, they run into a machete-wielding hockey mask killer! Oh wait, I mean a giant monster. That's what I meant. We then discover how Iris got so big in the first place. It seems it feeds on human energy, so that's why it tried to absorb Ayanna. Ooh, nasty, I love it. Oh, don't judge me, I'm evil. So to speak. So guess who gets the blame for all this? Gamera. The military moves out to do what it does best, make things worse.
Because we want to know what we should do.
You guys do what you do best. Find something simple and complicated.
Nagamine and Asagi learn everything about Ayanna, the grudge against Gamera, everything. The troops move in and monitor? They're not going to shoot first, ask questions later? That's a first. When it wakes up, they move in ready to strike. Nagamine finds out Karada took Ayanna, and so they meet and talk. He thinks the Gamera is just a vessel and says the graveyard they found was just failed versions of Gamera.
Imagine that the Gaus is a purely natural enemy of humankind, meant to sort of thin the herd. Our decadent civilization's own little reset button.
Who the hell believes that?
Only people who think like I do.
Then imagine Gamera as the natural reset button of pig-headed arrogance.
Now that's a theory.
The ladies demand to take Ayanna back so it can calm Iris down, because they're psychically linked. Iris, by the way, is not even fazed by the military.
I saw that coming a mile away.
Osako talks to Moribei, who says he will save Ayanna. It's his family responsibility, and now it's on him to stop Iris.
You'll be the first to die.
but I like your enthusiasm.
Speaking of Iris, it takes flight and heads towards the Typhoon. The Typhoon is near Kyoto and the military tries to shoot it down. Thankfully, since they're so incompetent, a giant turtle shows up to try and take it down. They have an epic air fight and the military brass tell them to shoot both of them out of the sky. Ayanna isn't looking too well and Asagi realizes that Iris is heading towards her. Nagamine realizes that Iris is trying to bond with her to become whole. Gamera chases Iris while the missiles are fired. Big surprise, they finally get a hit in, but hit Gamera and not Iris. Idiots!
You blew it!
Kurata spits more morbid BS about Gamera bad, world in danger. Someone gag him, please. Ayanna senses Iris is close, and sure enough, it lands in Kyoto. She runs toward it for some reason, not sure if it's controlling her or if she's just doing this to finally kill Gamera. You decide. Kurata again rambles on.
Gaus' very children were slaughtered time and time again, but their descendants have fought to live on, surviving throughout the ages, a shrine priestess that was never to die. It has always been your task to mediate with the monsters, yet the blood of your house has begun to thin away, so it is a child of the flesh who must join with the demon.
Would you please shut the hell up?
Ayanna watches the carnage and sees Gamera coming too. Time for a rematch. Well, the big mutant turtle arrives and it's time for a showdown, but Ayanna's hatred seems to be giving Iris an edge in this fight.
Destroy! Ayanna, no! Is Gamera still connected to you? No, it's Hirosaka. She's fighting against him.
Asagi tries to talk Ayanna out of this, but she's not listening. Asakura takes the MacGuffin and calls Iris to her. She wants to join with Iris for some dumb shit reason.
Hey, man, whatever blows your skirt up.
Iris makes a beeline for the station where they're at. She gets crushed for her troubles, and thankfully, so does Kurata.
Asakura? Now meet death.
Ayanna!
This is so scary!
And nothing of value was lost.
Ayanna runs to Iris while Moribe tries to get to her. Nagamine is trapped under rubble, but Asagi comes to her side. Where the hell is Osako during all this? Why isn't he helping?
Wacko! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
What the hell's your problem?
I used to be a cop!
Oh, right. And why did we bring him along again? The guy brings nothing to the table. Oh, wait. How foolish of me. Comedy relief. Naturally. Asagi sees her dear Gamera laying defeated and wounded. Look what you did to my husband, you tentacle bitch! I'll kill you! Moribe draws the sacred knife that is said to stop this thing and hurls it at the monster to save the girl. You did your best, kid, and it sucked out loud. The lesson here, never try. Iris smacks Loverboy aside here and finally absorbs Ayanna. Oh crap, I forgot the safe word! Inside the monster, Ayanna sees all the contempt and hatred she had for Gamera as what motivated Iris.
Was it you? Was it me? Was it... Did I kill them?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you did. Hundreds, maybe thousands are dead because of your petty resentment towards Gamera. And you thought you were having bad dreams before. No therapist alive can handle this. No, you're on your own. You have to live with that. We then get this trippy scene. She realizes she royally screwed up and calls for help. If only some giant friend to all children would come to her rescue.
Help me. Help me.
Oops, hand in your chest. Somehow Gamera knows exactly where she is inside Iris, gross, and attempts to pull her out, but Iris isn't done yet. And then Gamera gets the point. Youch. Iris then begins to feed on Gamera like it would a human and is able to use his stolen DNA to copy his fireball attack. Oh no, that's just lame, dude. Asagi cheers on her best turtle and Gamera uses his fire breath to cut his own hand off. Holy shit snacks! Brutal! Ooh, damn! Gamera is hardcore Toku faithful. So that's where Deadpool got the idea. The explosion also frees Nagamine, but Iris still blasts Gamera with fireballs. Oh no! Iris is going to blast Gamera with fire at... Wait a minute. Isn't Gamera powered by that stuff? Time to display some turtle power.
Falcon Punch!
I really didn't think this through!
Extra crispy.
The girls survived and our wounded hero returns Ayanna to them, but it seems they're too late. The doc tries CPR, but it's not working. Asagi gives Gamera a look. Either she's mad he never calls, or she wants him to save her. Again. Gamera, call 911, quick! Oh! Never mind. That works too, I guess.
Impossible.
I love you, my big turtle hunk. Shut up, baby, I know it. Moribe shows up to be the handsome prince, but sorry, pal, the giant turtle beat you to it. Ayanna apologizes for awakening ultimate evil.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You damn well better be, Dudette. Next time you unleash an unholy creature, you're on your own, Missy. For sure. Well, that's the end of Iris. I guess Gamera is off to the sea to recuperate his missing hand, so...
United States, China, and Russia have all just reported. Large numbers of Gaus birds have changed their course and are currently converging on Japan.
How many are there?
I'd say lots.
Aw, hell. Well, I guess the giant turtle's work is never done, but why don't I let Asagi wrap it up for me?
Asagi, did Gamera speak to you?
No, but I understand. Gamera will fight to the end. Forever. Even if he's alone.
Gamera's not alone this time. Gamera.
Wow, even with one hand, Gamera stands tall, ready to take on a horde of incoming Gaus. What a badass. Gamera is more than just a guardian of the universe, and a friend to all children. He's... Damn it, I had something for this. Oh, thanks, movie. Yeah, that sums it up. And that was Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris. There was a tie-in manga that takes place between this movie and the last. It's been dubbed by fans as Gamera 2.5. It's more or less a rehash of Gamera vs. Baragon, and also has references to other foes such as Zigra and Jiger. It also doubled as an Iris origin story, implying that it too was created by the Atlanteans just like Gamera and Gaus were. There was also a fan-made sequel called Gamera 4, Truth. It picks up right after the third one left off and has only been screened in Japan. It's never been released by home video and may never see the light of day again. Well, who knows? Maybe one day it will get a release, and when it does, I'll be there to review it. Well, that's one movie down. Come back next time and we're going to shift to the King of the Monsters, and we're going to see him take on one of his most iconic opponents ever. See you then.
I gotta get to the store yet, and then I gotta grab the kids by 3, because, you know, Wilbur's got...
Whoa, forget the kids, Crow. We got a visitor. Camp out. Let's check out rocket number 9.
Hey, turn on that view screen.
It's Gamera! By golly, it is Gamera.
Oh, great. The visit of the century and me and rollers.
Oh.
Hey, big turtle guy.
Hi, boys. I was just finishing up some of my laundry here. You know, great thing about being a turtle is you don't have to separate your wash because it's all green. Anyway, I stopped in. Can I borrow a cling-free? You got one laying around?
Well, sure. If you wouldn't mind answering a couple of questions about life as a 6-story turtle.
No problem. Go ahead.
Okay, well, why do you go about stomping on cities and stuff?
Well, it's not my fault. Listen, I'm big-boned, right? And let's face it, city planners discriminate against us big-bone types, right? The other day, I went into a library turnstile, got stuck. Bear grease, jaws of life, fire department came, the whole mess. And I was in a lot of pain, let me tell you. Of course, you know about pain. You've seen Spalding Gray. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Well, so what's the deal with that boy, Kenny? You guys seem to be such chums.
Kenny. Little, sweet Kenny. The deal with Kenny is he's a good kid, good-hearted, don't get me wrong, but I'm using him, you know? Because, let's face it, he softens up my image, you know, right, Kenny?
Well,
Well, look, I can smash a huge city, take out thousands of people, right? Say a suburb of Osaka, kill 10 million. And then, you know, with Kenny at my side, I look like Jimmy Stewart in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. It's great. Let me tell you something about that unconditional love, children. It feels really good. Oh, excuse me, gotta take this. Hello. Godzilla, how are you, buddy? Yeah, read the script, love it. I got a title suggestion for you, see how this grabs you by the popo. How about Gamera versus Godzilla? Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, we can change it. Call my agent. Yeah, all right, bye. Well, listen, I gotta get going. Got a few more things to do, but it's been nice talking to you. And remember what this turtle told you. Keep your shell in the sun, and always keep reaching for the stars.
Bye.
Bye.
If you see Tippy, tell her I said hello. Huh, neat. You know, I kind of like that turtle. Seems like such a nice guy.
Yeah, so noble, so proud, so big.
You can all just need to go to hell.
Osako, somebody wants to hear your shit, so just shut up.
At least I'm not drunk.
Don't waste the goods.
It's Gaus. Oh, in God's name, they come back from the dead.